Welcome to Vyki. In this video, I'm going to walk you through and introduce you to our new HH2 AI assistant, Vyki. Vyki is a part of our time tracking module and is here to save you time processing timesheets. We've received feedback that processing timesheets getting ready for payroll can sometimes take days or at minimum hours. Vyki is here to reduce that time to a couple of minutes and a single conversation. Once you log into your HH2 site, on the home page or any time tracking page, you're going to notice a new button in the lower right-hand corner. This is Vyki. Clicking the button will open a side panel where you can chat and interact with Vyki. For this demo, I'm going to go into our timesheet page so you can see Vyki act in real time. Once more, in time tracking, you can also access Vyki by clicking the button in the lower right-hand corner. Vyki will greet you, and you can begin entering your responses in the chat text entry spot at the bottom of the side panel. Vyki operates using your payroll manager permissions, so she has access to review any and all timesheets, update timesheets, approve timesheets, all the things that you would do as a payroll manager. We're going to get started with asking Vyki who's missing time for the pay period. Vyki does not operate based off of keywords. She will take your full message and break it down to understand what are you trying to have Vyki do so she can act appropriately. You will see here, Vyki responded. I asked Vyki who was missing time last pay period, who didn't enter time last pay period. Again, Vyki is not looking for a specific phrase. As long as you can answer in plain English, what are you trying to accomplish? What do you want to know? Ask any question about the timesheet. Ask Vyki to complete any action on the timesheet. She is there to help you. Vyki responded with, for my demo site, I have 8 employees here that are missing time. We're going to have Vyki go ahead and notify these employees to get their time entered. You can ask Vyki to notify all employees that don't have time entered or select a few employees that you want notified specifically. Vyki will show you that she's thinking in real time. She will show you when she's compiling data, putting together notifications, anything like that, sending out the text messages, emails, so that you understand what is Vyki working on. Once Vyki has formulated a response, she will send it here. We can see Vyki notified Ned, Bona, and Macboza as I requested about their missing time. Vyki will reach out to employees based off of the user contact information entered on their user account in HH2. When figuring out how or what means to notify employees with, Vyki will first look, do they have a cell phone or a phone number so that Vyki can reach out to them via text message. If the user account does not have any phone number provided, Vyki will reach out to the user via their email. Now that we figured out who's missing time, we're then going to ask Vyki who still needs to approve time. As you can see here, Vyki has responded with a list of users that still need to approve time for last pay period. Vyki will sometimes include in her response a breakdown and a table so that you have further details to answer your question. If you need to see those additional details, you can click the expand button in the upper right corner to enter Vyki's full page mode. Here we can see the full table provided by Vyki, and you can always collapse back to the side panel view by clicking the same button in the upper right corner. So when asking Vyki about who needs to approve time still, we can see here in my site, these first few employees with 280 hours they still need to approve are payroll managers. So we'll specifically focus on Bob, who has 40 hours that they need to approve. Bob is a foreman out in the field. We're going to tell Bob, approve your time. There are 3 separate notifications that Vyki can send. Notifications to employees that they need to enter their time when they don't have any time entered. Notifications to employees and their managers when they need to approve time. And notifications to payroll managers containing a summary of the current status of timesheets, including who still needs to enter time, who still needs to approve time, and timesheets that have been reviewed for compliance and are payroll ready. Speaking of payroll compliance, we're going to run through that now. You will see here on my main timesheet page view, I have a timesheet open for Victor. We're going to ask Vyki to review Victor's timesheet to make sure that it is compliant. When checking for compliance, Vyki is going to look at all federal, state, and local laws to make sure that timesheets are compliant with overtime, double time, those types of rules. If for whatever reason Vyki does not have enough information, as you can see here, I just told Vyki to review Victor's timesheet. For our company, we have multiple Victors. She will ask you clarifying questions. For example, if you don't specify a pay period, she's going to confirm which pay period you meant, just so that she can make sure she is acting within the same context in which you were thinking. So we're going to go ahead, tell Vyki we meant Victor Neverez. Going back into full screen mode. So you can notice here, Vyki confirms which employee and which pay period she reviewed for compliance, breaks down what time has been entered for the employee already. So you can see here, Victor entered for 5 days, 8, most days, 10.5 hours on a single day, all under reg. Victor worked completely in Utah, did not work in any other state, creating a total of 42.5 hours. This is 2.5 hours over the reg limit in which he should be paid overtime. So we're going to go ahead, ask Vyki, now that we know, hey, Victor's timesheet is out of compliance. We're going to tell Vyki, go ahead, fix the timesheet so it is compliant. Vyki will always confirm these actions, showing you her game plan so that you are fully aware of any actions Vyki is about to take. Going back to the timesheet here, so you'll see Vyki is making the changes. Once Vyki has made a change, you will see if you are on a timesheet page or a page that does show those time entry units, it will refresh so you can see the changes update in real time. So for Victor, you will notice here, his timesheet has been adjusted where he only worked 40 hours of reg time. 2.5 hours have been moved to overtime. Finally, to wrap up this timesheet, we're going to ask Vyki to approve the compliant timesheet. Before approving any timesheet, Vyki will always run a last check just to make sure that everything is compliant, and then she will go ahead and approve it, as you can see here by the change in status. Now that we've gone through Vyki's full capability and functionality, once more, just as a high-level review, you can ask Vyki any questions regarding timesheets, ask Vyki to send notifications, including notifications about missing time, time that still needs to approve, or a summary to payroll managers. Ask Vyki to review timesheets for compliance, approve timesheets, update timesheets. and anything else you need. All that functionality, we wanted to save you even more time, so Vyki can operate automatically following your payroll time frame. If you go under time tracking configurations, within the time tracking settings, there is a new setting for payroll run date. Here, you will want to provide us the date when you last ran payroll. Based on your pay period length of weekly or biweekly, Vyki will then calculate you last ran payroll on May 14th, your next payroll run after that, and the next payroll run after that. So she understands when are you running payroll and when do you need to have timesheets ready so that you can run payroll. You will also notice on the left-hand side, we have a new tab labeled Vyki. Here is where you enable all the automations Vyki has to offer today. Vyki can automatically send out missing time notifications, time approval notifications. Vyki will already automatically send out the payroll manager summary emails. Vyki can also automatically correct any non-compliant timesheets and auto approve those timesheets that are compliant. That way, once they've been approved by Vyki, who is operating at the payroll manager level of approval, they are payroll ready. Vyki will never push timesheets to payroll for you. She is just there to help get them prepared. So come payroll day, you can do any last checks yourself. Otherwise, push those timesheets to payroll and finish processing. When you first receive Vyki, all of these notifications, these automation settings will be turned off. That way you are able to gain trust, figure out what Vyki can do, test Vyki before having her operate behind the scenes. These automations will run at the end of the pay period, 2 days before the payroll run, 1 day before the payroll run, and the morning of your payroll run. Any notifications will only be sent out during your hours of operation, which are provided in the homepage system settings. What this means is for missing time notifications, for example, at the end of a pay period, on the very last day, Vyki is going to run through and figure out who is missing time. Anybody that is missing time, any employee that is missing time, Vyki will automatically notify them to get their time entered only during the hours of operation. Vyki is not going to be sending any messages at 2 a.m. She's only going to send the notifications either via text or email during your hours of operations. Come 2 days before the payroll run, Vyki will run that same validation of who is still missing time. Any employees that have entered time are good to go. They're not going to receive a notification anymore. If there are employees that are still missing time, Vyki is going to notify them again. Make sure you get your time entered for last pay period. Same thing, the day before the payroll run, make sure you get your time entered. Morning of the payroll run, make sure you get your time entered if you haven't already. On that schedule, Vyki will operate for both of these notifications and for auto reviewing timesheets for compliance and auto approving timesheets that are compliant. Any auto compliance changes, auto approval of timesheets that Vyki completes will be included in the payroll manager's summary email, so you are fully aware of what Vyki has done and completed in the background during these scheduled times. That is all I have for you today. So excited for you to test out and use Vyki. We appreciate you and hope that you will provide us some very valuable feedback. This is how we get better. We would love to hear where you want to see Vyki used next. Do you want to see Vyki go into Punch Clock, into AP payments? Where can Vyki help you next? In Vyki, this feedback button will always be available for you. In a new tab, it will open up our survey so you can let us know how Vyki is doing so we can make sure she's doing her utmost best for you.